Let me ask you this. What do we do with that customer who just can't make up their mind? It doesn't matter how many times they've seen the home, how much they've talked with you, how many options they've selected, they just can't pull the trigger. It's one of the most frustrating types of customers, and I've saved it for the end of this series on high maintenance buyers. Today, part 3, the indecisive customer. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this series about dealing with high maintenance buyers. If you've enjoyed these last few episodes and want me to talk more about different types of challenging customers in the future, please let me know. Just write it in the comments below. While you're doing that, you know what to do. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Today, we're going to look at the indecisive customer, that person who you believe is interested. You think they know what they're looking for and you have what they're looking for, but you can't get them over the finish line. You just can't get them to commit.
I just can't.
It's infuriating, isn't it? It can be a little bit frustrating. Somebody's a lot bit frustrating. But I'm going to suggest that this is a particularly difficult and dangerous problem for this reason. The longer that buyer stays in the buying cycle without making a decision, the less likely it is that they will make a decision at all. See, long buying cycles are not good. The reason that this is true is because the longer they stay in the buying cycle without making a decision, the further removed they get from their initial emotional response. They become unmoored from that emotional impetus. I believe that all sales are based on emotion, but none more so than home sales. When they walked into your home, they immediately started to feel what it would be like to live there, to raise their family there, to host their friends there.
I think I'm excited.
And if they like that feeling as they're walking through your home, that emotion is sky high. But the more time that passes, the farther removed they get from that initial emotional high, the harder it becomes for them to make the call. They're into logic land. Everything's now analytical, and that's not how people buy. So if we're dealing with somebody who's indecisive, it ought to send up a little warning, a little red flag, a siren in your brain that says, we've got a problem and it needs to be solved quickly or I'm going to lose these people.
Houston, you have a problem.
So what do we do about it? Here's my advice. You need to accelerate your closing questions. You need to ask these people to purchase as early in the process as possible. If someone is hemming and hawing, they're not committing, you might be looking at it and saying, oh no, if I ask them to buy, I might put them off. No. What you're going to do is ask them to buy and you're going to force them to contemplate. See, here's what we need to understand. When they're going through this process without any closing discussions, then they're asking themselves the question, do I like this home? But when we ask them to purchase, now they're asking a different question. It's not, do I like this home? It's, do I want to buy this home? And that shortens the cycle. Now, I'm not trying to be pushy or manipulative in any way, but we are in assertive territory here, but in the customer's best interest. Closing is not something I do for me, it's something I do for them. Now, I'm not saying that they have to buy right away, but the earlier we ask them to consider purchasing, the more we ask them to go through that deliberation while the emotion still weighs in. We are emotion creatures. We support our emotional decisions with our logic. If we allow them too much time in the sales cycle without asking them to purchase, they're making a decision that becomes more and more analytical, more and more logical. Now, that's a real problem. When we become unmoored from our emotions, bad things happen. The Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman says that when we rob people of their emotional interest in a decision, they make bad decisions. We are meant to make decisions based both on the emotion and the logic. Now, what does that mean? It means that we have to put that customer in a deliberation over the decision earlier in the process. You're going to do your customer a huge favor by allowing them to make this decision holistically with both sides of their brain. So when you see them start pausing and hemming and hawing, the idea is, how do I set myself up to ask this customer to make a purchase decision? When you do that, you bring in the emotion and it becomes much more enjoyable for them. right? It's not just more just enjoyable for you to sell, but for them to buy. Everybody's happy because you know what you just did. You just changed their world. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment below if you want us to expand on this series further. But until next week, learn more to earn more.